Today we're going to walk out to the Ben Nevis Distillery. This is on the outskirts of Fort William. Now Fort William is pretty much flat, but we decided to take a hotel that's got great views, but it is a bit of a climb, so it is a bit of a walk for us. But those stunning views are really worth it. So we finally got to the distillery on the outskirts of town. It's a bit of a cloudy old day. Can't really see anything around here, but it is a beautiful building. Very easy to find. There is parking there. We decided to walk. There it is. Ben Nevis should be visible in the background on a clear day. Obviously today is not a clear day. Coming into reception, we got here really early because we walked. We wanted to make sure we had plenty of time. So there is a beautiful cafe here, all homemade produce. It's really delicious. So we decided to use the amenities. Steve built his own Ben Nevis.
What is it?
Ben Nevis.
And ate it. So the whiskey making process then. The raw materials are grounded into this kind of coarse meal. It's usually malted barley, I think, she said. And then they have this process called mashing, where the starch is converted into sugar. And it's mixed with a very pure water here at the Ben Nevis Distillery from the waters that are gathered on Ben Nevis. And this is cooked together, produces this mash. They then go into these barrels for fermenting, and they have all kinds of barrels here. They have the metal ones and the wooden ones, and the sugar is converted into alcohol, and carbon dioxide is added with yeast. Then you see the carbon dioxide bubbling away here, and some of these vats you'll see the wasps are licking around there. See, it's flooding out and the wasps are there getting very drunk because they've kind of just made a little bit of an error with how much yeast to put in, produced a bit too much carbon dioxide, a few too many bubbles, and it's all flooded over. This was a bit worrying. Explosive atmosphere, but we were all good. And then into this very noisy still room, and this is where the alcohol vaporizes, leaving like a wine, and then it goes through this process several times, condensing, reducing down until they get their whiskey. I'm not explaining this properly, obviously. I'm just doing this from memory from the tour. And then from the distillation process, they store the whiskey in these oak barrels that have been previously used. So some of them have been used with red wine, some of them I think have been used with like ports and sherries, some of them have been used with Tennessee like whiskey or bourbon. So they're in oak bourbon casks. The casks have to stay wet because if they dry out then they can split. Then we had a little taster sample, and you can buy bottles if you want. One thing I will say about this, we paid for the middle tour, which was £18 each, which gave us the taste of 4 whiskies and the tour. If you just want the tour with a taste of 1 whiskey, it's a £5. Now, in hindsight, that would have been a much better deal because it would have left us with 26 quid to actually buy a bottle of whiskey to take away, a whole bottle. So I would recommend that you do that. I would recommend that you just take the smaller tour and then save your money.